And it says it's sending data. It should be connecting soon. I love all the technology that goes into connecting, and then all of a sudden, boom, they all turn green, and says we are live and streaming on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Who are we? Why are we streaming? What are we doing here? We'll get to all that. First, I'm 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗶𝗀. Like my outfit, like my background. There's a reason for all this, and we'll get to it. It's not just that I like to dress up. I do like to dress up, but it's not usually in Star Trek stuff. It's in like kilts and Scottish stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to talk for a little bit, and then when Emily back there tells me that we are live and we're good, and we're actually getting through, and the signal is making it, like they said in Firefly, you can't stop the signal, or the signal is like, well, here we are. Here I am in a Star Trek cosplay, making Firefly references, and we were just talking about Star Wars. We're like taking all the star space genres and mixing them up. Some in the past, some in the future. Yeah. Are we live yet? Are we have confirmation? We don't have confirmation? Oh my goodness. Well, then I'll just keep talking a little bit. I'll entertain you in case we are live and we just haven't gotten confirmation yet. Because that's what you have to do sometimes. So, Star Trek, Star Wars, Firefly. There was that other one. There was that Australian one that was really good. I liked it. My wife, who I love very much, thought it was dumb. Farscape. Yes, I liked Farscape too. I like a lot of the space dramas. Firefly is more of a Chinese Western set in the future. Star Wars is much more like set in the long, long past. Oh, we have a thumbs up now. Cool. So we're live. I will switch out of just boring entertaining mode. Hopefully it's not boring, but like the entertaining mode, and we'll actually start the PAMcast. So this is the PAMcast for September 19th, 2024. This is by Ruffian software for anybody using TechIDManager, anybody interested in TechIDManager, and anybody who is curious about what TechIDManager does. The real target audience for this is somebody, existing TechIDManager partners who have it deployed, want to know what is going on in the world of Ruffian software and what's going on in the world of TechIDManager as far as a product goes. What's coming? What have we changed this month? What's coming? What changed? What issues were there? What things have we found? All that stuff. That's what we're going to cover today. But first and foremost, let's talk about why I am dressed like Captain Picard. Why I am in a Star Trek get-up after we spoke about all those space dramas, space adventure things. The reason I am dressed like this is because of what we have been doing. We are planning to go to ScaleCon 2024, which is October 2nd through 4th. As part of that, there are 3 companies going together under the Upstate Channel collab. That is Threat Captain, TechIDManager, and Channel Falcon. We are all sharing a booth. We're going together because we're all in the upstate of South Carolina and Greenville specifically. We're going to share a booth, have some fun, do it on the Upstate Channel collab. ScaleCon is October 2nd through 4th in Vegas at the Link. It's in 12 days. 12 days. Check it out. Come see us. If you want a discounted ticket, or I think we might even have some free tickets, contact us at sales@techidmanager.com or sales@ruffiansoftware.com. Let us know that you want to come see us at ScaleCon, and we'll send you a coupon code or a discount code for either a greatly discounted or a free ticket. I think we have a couple free ones to give away. I love this. It's like me and Captain Picard mashed together with AI, made by the guys at Threat Captain, made by Brad and Adam over there. They love their AI image stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. They've made a couple more. If you look out on LinkedIn, you'll see one for the other 2 captains that are going to be at our 3-captain table. There's Captain America, and there's a naval captain. Look for them on LinkedIn. Check out Threat Captain and Channel Falcon. Also TechIDManager. All right. So that's one of the things we've been up to. And I've been up to coughing. This cough has been on for like 8 weeks and won't go away. We are switching credit card processors. We were using Authorize.net for credit card processing. We're moving to QuickBooks. This will have a minor effect as people who have credit cards signed up with us, as they expire or something else happens, you get which seems to happen a lot. They get hacked and you have to put a different credit card in or something happens bad. You will no longer put those in the management console. We will send you an invoice and you will pay that directly through QuickBooks. You can set up the reoccurring subscriptions there, all that kind of stuff. There really shouldn't be any change in functionality other than instead of putting information in our management console and us protecting it, you'll be giving it to QuickBooks, and QuickBooks will be doing their PCI thing. All right. We would like to review that we have documentation tool integration for TechIDManager for both Hulu and IT-Glue. Hoodoo and IT-Glue, not Hulu, Hoodoo. This means that in the documentation tools, you can actually put a link that will take somebody directly to the appropriate entry in the tech client so they can quickly find whatever credential, password, or information that they are looking for and still keep it in the secure host-proof hosting method or the zero visibility storage mechanism that TechIDManager uses. Real quick, if you look back last month, we covered this in some more detail, and I believe that we put out a YouTube video about this feature specifically, and there's also a link on our website that talks about this documentation integration. Real quick, you can right-click on any of the links in the latest tech client, and you can copy the tech client link. This is a link that you can put in any documentation tool, any website, and it will take a technician directly to this line in TechIDManager on their machine and their credential. Same thing works for the vault passwords for all of them. All right. If you have any questions about that, send some email to support@techidmanager.com, and you can set up a meeting and we'll show you all through it. We'll talk about how it works, all that kind of stuff. All right. That's kind of what we've been up to. It has been a very behind the scenes development intensive month for TechIDManager as a product. We have done very little outside facing releases. We have done 3 real kind of minor, simple releases. The first one is we released a Windows credential provider. There is a specific use case where if you have work group machines that are not domain joined, or they're Intune joined, but they're not Intune fully Intune joined, you'll get the tiles that allow individual users to click on their username to log in, but you won't be able to enter a generic admin username if you're hiding the admin logins from the hello screen. So our Windows credential provider allows you to have the ability to put in arbitrary usernames to log in with if they have an account. It is a pretty specific and niche use case for how TechIDManager works specifically with workgroup machines, but we are providing this for free to anybody that wants it. If you have any case where you have hidden accounts on a workgroup machine that you need to be able to log in with, but you don't want to clutter the login screen with all of those accounts, you can use our Windows credential provider. It provides the other user tile back, which you normally can't get back on a Windows machine that's a workgroup machine or not joined to a domain, without a bunch of other rigmarole that really causes some problems. You can find that by going to ruffiansoftware.com and looking at our releases or our help documentation, and you can search for Windows credential provider or the other user tile and you'll find it. We did release a tech client with some pretty minor changes, version 5.210. That tech client, we changed to always show the About tab because some people want to know what version they're running more easily without having to go into the settings screen. We changed the timing on just-in-time account refreshing so that the accounts show as enabled a little bit faster. So on average, it's 50% faster to enable a just-in-time account than it was before for the timing there. We don't clear the search criteria when you refresh a managed password or a vault password. This is a efficiency thing. The automatic password refresh of the cache passwords that happens once occasionally was actually clearing the search criteria. So when it refreshed, you saw all the credentials. We're not doing that anymore. We're leaving the search criteria there and refreshing the passwords behind the screen and leaving what you have searched for. This is requested by one of our clients or one of our partners. We love anything you request that's reasonable, we can throw in and do. We changed the OTP code showing in the dialog to make it easier to confirm OTP code showing the TOTP. Let me start that whole sentence over because that was really fumbled. We changed the way the TOTP codes are managed in the change password dialog to give you easier access to the code so that you can confirm it before clicking OK. There was a bug that caused some tabs to show at the wrong times. particularly the personal password vault and the vault passwords were sometimes showing when they shouldn't. That has been fixed. There was a bug where when you sent a credential or sent a password, if there was a space in it, it wouldn't send the space. We have been doing this for 4.5 years. Space is not a character we put in our randomly generated passwords, but we had a client or a partner that put a space in one of their passwords. And I think this came, honestly, like, let me tell you this. I think this came from somebody who saw that meme that says you should put a comma in your password so that when it's exported by hackers to a CSV file, it messes up the file. I think that person took that to heart and put a comma and a space in their password so they would mess up a hacker when they exported their hacked password. But anyway, you can now put a space in your password and it sends. We also made some minor changes in the password generation so that the passwords won't start with symbols. There's a tool, a particular tool that one of our partners uses that will not accept a symbol as the first character of the password. I don't know why they don't accept it, but they don't. They'll accept the symbols anywhere in the password except the first character. So the default password generation inside the tech client now ensures that the first character is not a symbol. This is so minor and so minutia. But again, it goes back to one of those things. One of our partners came to us and said, hey, we love TechIDManager. We love what it does. Can you make this change or this feature? And so we looked at it, we evaluated it. We did some math based on the entropy in a password and said, yes, we can make that change. It doesn't affect the entropy enough to be of any concern. Did a bunch of testing around it, stuff like that. So if you want that, TechIDManager.com, and then partner resources and releases, you can find the latest tech client, install it. Installs right over the old one. 𝗤𝘂𝗍 version 5.216 is now officially released. This is the first time we've officially released the 𝗤𝘂𝗍 integration. It was called Azure ID before, or Azure AD before. We changed the name because Microsoft had changed the name on their branding. They went from Azure AD to 𝗤𝘂𝗍. It's really the same thing behind the scenes. It's just a branding marketing change. So we're going to follow suit and go along with it. That change, besides the branding change, the official release and all the testing that went with it, we also had a partner. This is a repeated theme in the past month. The few changes we've released have all been partner driven. Partner came to us and said, hey, the accounts made by TechIDManager in Azure don't have a usage location set. And our SIM uses that as a key to indicate where a good or a bad account creation. We're like, oh, sure, we can add that for you. So they're in version 5.26 of TechIDManager 𝗤𝘂𝗍. You can set a usage location pattern that when TechIDManager creates or updates an account, it will set the usage location for all of the tech accounts that it makes in Azure, or 𝗤𝘂𝗍 now. If you click on this little link, there is where you set it and a list of all the codes to get what states or what countries you want. There are 200 and some odd different countries that you can set. Some of these I didn't even, like, I'm pretty well versed geographically. I didn't even know some of these existed. And some of these are, the pluralation state of Bolivia, separate from anyway, there's a lot of countries out there. Christmas Island that you can set as the usage location. This is useful both from a SIM perspective and a geofencing perspective, sometimes in some of the Azure setups we've seen for privileged access control. Those are really the new features that we've released this month. There hasn't been a lot of releasing this month. We did some minor central host changes that were really just clean up. Most of this month has been building features internally that are in testing now to be released in the upcoming month. We have our mobile app was written in Xamarin before, now it's written in MAUI. We've updated it to .NET 8.0, the tech client. Version 5.21 or 2.10 that was released this month is the last one that's in .NET 4.7 or 4.8. All tech clients going forward will be in .NET 8.0. I mean, this is part of our ongoing commitment to stay up to date with the latest versions of all the tools and software. We did reviews on all the third-party libraries we used. We removed some of them, did updates on quite a few of them. So that's kind of been going on behind the scenes. A lot of effort has gone into that. You'll see that starting with Tech Client version 5.300 will be the first one that's .NET 8. We thought about a major version number change. We decided to stay with a minor version number change. And then I know. Y'all can all fuss at me and tell me how wrong I am for this, but the update agent service, which will automatically update the agents on domain controllers and Windows computers, it's still so close. It has been so close for the last 2 PAMcasts and this one. It is just so close. I don't know what else to say about it. It works internally, and we just haven't had the manpower to dedicate to the testing to trust it to send it out. So like I've said in the last 2 months, it should be released this month. This is one feature that I know a lot of people are really looking forward to and have really asked for, and it's coming. It is right around the corner. Want to make sure we get it right. We don't want to have like busts with this, because this is it has always been an area that I have felt and have seen that auto-updating, that remote code execution is something that should be optional by anyone. You should never be forced to update, forced to execute remote code from a security perspective. You should be able to lock down a machine, have it run and stay on a known good image. So this will be a secondary, it will be an addition, an optional thing. The standard agent and domain service will still be vettable and updatable by you. You'll be able to layer this update agent on top of it, and it will update it for you and take it out of your hands and put it in our hands. We're willing to do that because a lot of people ask for it. This last next time issue, right down here, bloop, bloop. It's really hard to point and look at the screen. The Azure subscriptions. Right now, the Intra ID integration requires a subscription per tenant that you put it in. And it costs between 25 cents and 50 cents a month to run it in that tenant. One of the biggest feedbacks we've gotten is, hey, we don't want to manage all these subscriptions. It's not a cost issue. It's a managing the subscription issues. So we have figured out how to do it with one Azure subscription in your MSP's tenant that then reaches out to other subscriptions. It does not use GDAP because GDAP has some limitations in it that actually prevent that from doing what we need it to do. So this will allow that to happen through app registrations, and but not an enterprise app, because enterprise app has some, like I said, security concerns that I personally have that I didn't like it, don't want to do that way. So there'll be an app registration. You'll put the tokens in your tenant, and your tenant will reach out to the other tenants and do everything a TechIDManager does. It will be a very straightforward upgrade process, and you'll only need one subscription in the MSP's tenant. This the prototype works for it. The code is being integrated into like that main tenant, and then all central host changes that are all happening are going to make that happen. For self-hosted clients, this means that you will not need a subscription at all. Self-hosted clients will be able to put those app registrations directly in their self-hosted central client instances and run from there without needing any Azure subscriptions to do and maintain and update all the things that TechIDManager does for Entra ID. So that is kind of where we've been. I feel like I just blew through that real fast, but I think that could be partially because this month has been a lot of behind the scenes work. Planning for the show, ScaleCan show, updating the versions to .NET, doing a bunch of infrastructure changes, some backup changes. All of that has happened behind the scenes, and none of that's really partner facing. All of that's internal. So that's kind of what this month has been. In the next month, you should see the mobile app updates, the Tech Client updates. You'll actually should see a Mac version of the Tech Client update also, which is going to be pretty good, pretty significant. Yeah. So if you have any questions about any of that, put them in the chat or the comments down below. Or if you're watching this after it was live, send the comments to support@techidmanager.com and we'll go back to you and answer it. That's kind of like what was on the agenda. And we'll go back to the ScaleCon. We'd love to see you in person at ScaleCon. If you want a free or reduced cost ticket, and you're just in Vegas and you want to come hang out, let us know. Contact sales@techidmanager.com and we'll send you a coupon code for either a free or reduced cost ticket. As always, glad y'all are here. Thank you for attending. If you have any needs, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Check my menu. I think we're good to go then. Great talking, y'all. I will see you either in Vegas or in a month. I think the next one is in, I'm not sure what day in October. What day is it in October? Do we know? October. It's the 3rd. The 17th? 15th. October 15th. There we go. October 15th is the next one. Look forward to seeing y'all there. And it will probably, we've got so many features coming. It's probably a 2-slide one that might last a little bit longer. All right. Have a great day, y'all. Thanks for being here. Bye.